Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be going over the tech that I'm bringing on my upcoming trip. Now there's two piles in front of me. One is going to be tech that I'm bringing in my backpack that I'm going to need on me for quick, easy access while I'm on the road down to Mexico. It's a good, like 12, 14-ish hours. So tech that I need and that I want to bring with me. That's category group number one, and then group number two is going to be tech that I can just stow away in my suitcase because I don't need it until I arrive to said location. So now I think I'm going to go ahead and start with kind of the biggest change, I think, when it comes to my tech that I bring with me when I'm leaving the house or when I'm going on some sort of vacation or trip, is that I'm actually going to leave behind my main camera, well, my only camera, which is the Sony a7 III, because this trip is slightly different. It's not so much vacation as more of a few days relaxing at the beach and then going to doctors. So it's going to be a lot of running around, a lot of errands, going to and from appointments, going here and there. So it's not much of a real vacation. Like I said, there's going to be a few days at the beach where really I just want to do nothing. I'm really looking forward to just kind of taking a little break from tech as I'm surrounded and use it essentially almost like 24/7, except when I'm asleep. So I'm looking forward to those few days of just kind of taking a little detox. However, since I'm keeping my camera here, I still wanted the option and know that in my back pocket I have something if I wanted to take a picture, video, or anything like that. I am of course bringing my phone, which takes fantastic pictures and videos. As we've all seen, there's so many channels out there actually that are used only on the iPhone or recorded on your phone. Phones these days have great cameras. But I wanted to take it just a little step forward because I'm obsessed with tech, and then so I thought this is a perfect time to purchase the Insta360 Flow. This is kind of one of the newest addition as far as this tech travel stuff that I'm bringing with me, and I'm super excited to take this just to get those steady, nice shots. It's lightweight, super portable, so I figured why not? This is going to be the perfect example or trip to really test it out to see if it's something that I will actually use. Now, yes, you might remember if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, years ago I did have the DJI Osmo Mobile. I think it was like the second version that it came out. I used it I didn't really use it. I ended up selling it, which is why I don't have one. But I think my needs have changed. At least again, we'll find out if I actually pull this out and use it. It's kind of nice just to have that option. It's not crazy or outrageously expensive, coming in at $159 USD. So I figured I'll take the chance. I'll see if I actually get to use it on the trip. Now again, one of the biggest features is that this does both vertical and horizontal shooting. Very easy, you just double tap this little circle button over here. It's very portable, snaps on and off to your phone. So I don't know, I'm super excited. Let me know if you are interested in more of a follow-up review, as this is gonna be kind of like the first time I'm gonna be using it, but super stoked to test this out. And so now, as I am going to be driving out to Mexico, that is a good 14-ish hour drive. Pretty brutal. It's pretty long, especially now that we're traveling in the summer. The heat is unbearable. So I tend to sleep in the car. It's actually one of the best sleeps that I get ever since as a child. I love sleeping in cars, but I figured a few things to entertain myself would be, of course, the Steam Deck. I'm going to be bringing the Steam Deck, which if you've seen my previous videos, I finally changed the skin. I bought the D brand. It's like the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom replica skin. Absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. It makes me want to pick up the Steam Deck in public and show it off because it looks freaking good. Plus, if you saw my latest short on the Steam Deck, I'm actually able now to successfully play all of my Sims 4 packs and games. They've all loaded correctly. I've even added Battle.net on here, Rockstar, other applications that I can play on the Steam Deck. Not that I have really a lot of games on there. Bought a few games on discount, so I'm super excited to have dedicated Steam Deck time on this trip to try out the new games and obviously be able to play the Sims on the Steam Deck again. If you've seen my previous videos, I did have a lot of trouble with my packs and kits loading on the Steam Deck, but thankfully in that video, which I'll post it down below, I did showcase two videos that helped me get the Steam Deck up and running and being super cool, getting to be able to play a lot of more variety and really get to customize it. So along with that, I am bringing a few accessories that kind of revolve around the Steam Deck, one of which that I totally forgot I had was this Zelda themed stand that was actually for the Nintendo Switch. Now, it literally just occurred to me that I had this maybe 3 days ago when I was trying to find a good stand for the Steam Deck, because I typically like to play with a controller, and I feel that the dock was kind of bulky. It didn't really fit in any pouch, so I figured, wait, don't I have a slim stand? And thankfully, this actually holds the Steam Deck very well. You do get 3 different viewing angles out of it. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be using this in the car while driving, as that won't be stable. It's just slim enough where I can just keep it in the back of this pouch, which I also did a video on, just to keep it there, just to make sure that I know where it is at all times. This has gotten comfortable over time the more I use it handheld, but it's always nice that when I get to my destination and I do want to have some downtime and I want to play, I can easily prop this up at the table, pull out my controller, and just game for a bit. Which, speaking of which, we're gonna get to kind of the biggest pouch, this packed Peak Design tech pouch that I am bringing and taking out for first time in years. I've actually stopped using tech pouches because they're pretty bulky. Most of the time I do try, especially if I go international traveling, I definitely don't take any sort of pouches. I'll try to do rather more like slim pouches that just relatively protect the tech, but don't add any weight or bulk to my pack. But this one's a little bit different. I'm not gonna be like walking around anywhere with a heavy backpack, not at all. This is just tech that I need with me in the car to be able to charge up my tech. This is just a charger that I've had for years and I like using for bigger tech items. So this is kind of more my dedicated Steam Deck charger. Now I also have a charger that's more dedicated for my smaller tech, such as maybe my Apple Watch, AirPods, and of course my phone, which is the Satechi, what is this called? Power bank. Now this thing only holds 10,000 milliamp hours, but it's more than enough to kind of top me off and carry me through, especially with my phone that I use the most. So this is great because I can also charge my Apple Watch if I need to. So since we might be stopping overnight somewhere or staying in the car before heading or crossing over to Mexico, it's gonna be nice that I can charge in the morning or during the night my Apple Watch, just so that way I have that fully charged. Along with that, another Steam Deck accessory that I have in this pouch, which I'm pretty excited, is just a PS5 controller. Like I said, I do like to play the Steam Deck when it's propped up on the stand, and then much more comfortable using an actual controller. So I figured, why not? This vacation, this little trip is supposed to be something of relaxation. I'm hoping to have some sort of downtime, so I figured at night before bed, if I wanted a game, or when it's too hot to step outside and I just kind of want to stay indoors to entertain myself, I can easily play for hours using the stand and then having a dedicated controller. And of course, along with charger banks, you need cables. This one is a USB-C to USB-C from Nomad with, I think this is the Kevlar cable, which I absolutely love. This thing has withstand with me for years and a lot of traveling, and it still looks brand new essentially. So absolutely kudos to Nomad. Thank you so much for sending this out a long time ago. I still use it. One of my favorite cables. And then I bought a little while ago an Anchor cable, USB-C to Lightning for my iPhone. I've had this for a few years now as well, and this is like my dedicated travel charging iPhone cable that I use. Now, typically I do use the USB-C a lot, but I've noticed, especially when it comes to air travel, for instance, there's still not a whole bunch of access to USB-C. When you're wanting to charge at a charging station, everything is USB-C, or everything is USB. So thankfully I found a few that I've had laying around the office for who knows how many years. These little converters that I can essentially put the USB-C and then it outputs just a regular USB. So this allows me to just ensure that if my battery power bank is dead and I'm, let's say, at a cafe, at a restaurant or something, and I need to top off my iPhone and all there is a USB, I got that covered. And kind of the last thing that I'm gonna keep in here, besides my AirPods that I don't have with me right now, are actually some wired headphones. You can never go wrong with just a trusty pair of wired headphones, just in case something were to happen. These are actually ones that I bought, maybe 9 years ago at an airport when I was traveling to Ireland. I forgot wired headphones, and actually it was for my Nintendo Switch. I think it was 9 years ago. It was whenever the Switch had just come out, and I was taking it with me to obviously to play on the plane, and I realized before boarding that I didn't have headphones. So this one was some Sony in-ear headphones. They were great. They still sound really, really good. So this is just always a must whenever I go on a long distance trip, whether it be car or plane, to always carry wired headphones. Now also I have a not so fun story about why I bought this little thing, which is a kind of like an adapter to wireless headphones you can attach to the if they have a stem, and then essentially make them not wired, but essentially have like some sort of wire to it. I was on the airplane, I had my AirPods, thankfully it was the AirPods Pros, I believe, and they don't really stay well in my ears. Well, of course, I kind of nudged or moved around a little bit, trying to get comfortable. I had my neck pillow on, and it falls. So thankfully I was able to find it. I had to wait till everyone to board off the plane. I had the lovely people helping me, my sister as well. Thankfully, the AirPods Pro, you can ping individually each little bud. So thankfully I was able to find it. But since then, I was like, never again will I be that person that's trying to find their AirPod on the airplane, because it's really embarrassing. So I went ahead and bought a pack of these on Amazon. If you're interested, I'll put the link down below. It came with, I think it was like 5. I gave some of my family members this as well, just because it adds that extra layer of security, especially on an airplane with wireless buds. It has some sort of a stem. You can use this, and it's even magnetic, so it's kind of nice that if it falls, you know that it's going to be on you somewhere instead of just on the floor, and then you're hoping that you'll find it after the flight. So all of that, including the controller, does fit in this Peak Design pouch. There are really 2 other things that I think I'm going to be bringing with me in my backpack. Will be a book, because I'm hoping to finally read. I have not read at all this year. So I'm planning on bringing a book, as well as my iPad. I believe I'm going to bring my iPad with the Magic Keyboard, just because it's a nice viewing point. It's sturdy, and yeah, so I think those are gonna be 2 extra things that I'll be bringing with me in my backpack, which is in that one. Now we're gonna go ahead and shift over to the tech that I'm going to pack in my suitcase, because it's not really tech that I need with me on the trip. First up, which is one of the kind of a newer addition as well, is this Mophie 3-in-1 like charging setup here. I absolutely love this thing. I bought this last time when I was in Chicago. This has been on my wish list for a while because it's so simple. This thing is my travel go-to. I know I will have everything that I need to charge my daily things, which is the Apple Watch, AirPods, and my phone. So this is nice because it just has everything you need in this pack, even an outlet little thing, as well as with a dedicated cable. So you have literally everything you need in this pouch to make sure that your necessities, your daily used tech, is going to be charged. I am bringing the Satechi, what is this, like power brick thingy, desktop charger. This is the 108 watt. I think at the time, because as you can see, it's pretty used. At the time, this one was one of the biggest ones that they had. I think they have like 100. I think they have a bigger wattage little charger hub by now, but this thing still works. It charges what I need. It can still charge my laptop if I need it, if I'm taking it with me. But this specifically is going to be great to be able to top off my battery banks, as well as Steam Deck, and of course my iPad. Now, speaking of tech pouches that I haven't used in years, I'm actually going to be using the Nomadic Peter McKinnon collaboration tech organizer pouch. If you've seen my unboxing of this, I was one of the very first Kickstarter whatever people to order the whole collection that Peter McKinnon came out in collaboration with Nomadic. But this was probably one of the bags that I just never used. I found it to be very cumbersome, very hard to like actually put things in. I feel it's very limited because it's just so rigid and hard. For some, that may be exactly what you need. I am definitely, like I said, I'm more of a slim. As long as it just cosmetically protects the tech, I'm good, because I'm not rough with my tech. I'm not hiking. I'm not throwing my bag down. I just need something just a little bit to protect my tech to look still looking good. But because this thing is heavy as it is alone, anything you add in there is just adding weight. And I just never found a good way or good reason to use it. Because of its shape and weight, it's hard to put it in any sort of backpack. It takes up a lot of room. Nevertheless, I never used it, but I actually found in this case, in this trip, the perfect actually bag for this particular reason. Because I'm taking my Steam Deck, and because I can now play The Sims, obviously the proper way to play The Sims, a lot more comfortable way, is with a mouse. So thankfully, because it is rigid and protective, which I now like for this particular reason, is because it's going to protect the mouse that I have in here, which is the freaking cool SteelSeries Diablo 4 little edition of the Aero X. I don't know what it's called, but it's super cool. I love it. It's really lightweight. This is my daily mouse that I use to edit and work, but I'm also going to bring it as like my travel mouse because it's so light and small and super easy to connect to any piece of tech that I need it to. This is my cool travel gaming mouse. Again, now I have an actual good excuse to use this pack because it's nice and hard and rigid. I know that the mouse is going to be protected while in transit. Along with that, to be able to fit and use this with the Steam Deck, I am bringing a hub. Also, it's just always good to have one of these in case I need some extra ports, in case I can connect to the Ethernet directly or even HDMI, which I am bringing a small HDMI cable just in case. I don't know, curious to see if I can connect to the TV at the hotel, whatever it may be. You know, it's like, why not? I'm already taking this big pouch. I might as well fill it up with things that I could potentially use. So I have an HDMI cable. I do have the power cable that connects to the Satechi, what is this called again? Desktop charger. So that goes together. And then lastly, for the mouse, I like to use and connect via the, what is this called? Like the 2.5, not Bluetooth, but connecting it via cable-ish. So this is great. I use this with the hub, and then the hub I connect it to the Steam Deck, and boom, I have a mouse to use, and I can properly play The Sims 4. And that's the tech I plan on bringing. If you do have any sort of questions or follow-up on what I actually used, especially what I'm eyeing is the Insta360 Flow, keep an eye out for that. I may do a follow-up video once I return and actually see what I used out of this whole tech pile that I have in front of me. And so keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you liked it, and comment anything else that you think I might be missing, or things that you would like to see me review as more of a long term in the future. But I'll see you guys on the next one, and I hope you guys have a good one.